you fall into a trap a little bit sometimes, right? When somebody says, "Well, hey, good job, you guys played well against Oklahoma," and you can be like, "Yeah, we did," or you can look at the film and be objective and say that wasn't as good as we are, because we had a chance to do some really special things. I think on Saturday, they did play good. The kids played really hard. The assistant coaches and the players did a great job in preparation this week. The kids' effort was unbelievable. But I think they all know that there's more out there. We could have fit a couple things better. We could have tightened things up a little bit. We could have got off the field a little earlier on that last drive. But those kids realize that when you set out a goal and you want to do something, you can't just be satisfied with you guys played good. We need to get this thing airtight. The first three I thought we tackled really well. The last game, a little disappointed in the tackling. I think we need to get that cleaned up. Now, obviously, they got some really good players they had in space, so you're going to have a few extra misses, but a little too many for me. And I think we're a much better tackling team than we showed last week. Right now we're doing a much better job of keeping the quarterback in the pocket. Obviously, the sack's disappointing, but when you look at it globally, there's been a lot of times where the guy's getting the ball out because he's getting pressured. We're doing a good job of getting our hands in throwing lanes. You can affect the quarterback in a lot of different ways. You can affect the quarterback by hits on the quarterback, hurries on the quarterback, crushing the pocket and making him throw it out of the well. And then obviously when you get sacks, that's a really big factor. But I think we've done a good job with everything except for we haven't got to the quarterback enough. Spencer Radler did a nice job he always does a great job of getting out of the pocket. The good thing is I think we kept him, for the most part behind the line of scrimmage. He had a couple nice scrambles, but behind the line of scrimmage and making him throw balls that maybe he didn't want to throw. They did a good job in protection. They kept the back end most of the day on our guys. But we all know we got to get sacks. Yeah, obviously it's same offensive coordinator. Jay Johnson does a really good job. There's a carryover from Colorado. There's carryover from last year. I respect what they do. They do what they do, and they're going to get really good at it. And then they're going to have complementary plays off their base runs and their base passes. So I think they do a nice job with, they can block every front. They know what they're doing, and then they have nice complements, nice wrinkles off of their base stuff. Talk about stats, right? The one thing I look at right away is how many touchdowns, how many interceptions. He's got 9 and 0. So he's efficient with the football. The other thing about him is he doesn't make mistakes with the football. He would rather take a sack or throw it away, which is, he's a good decision maker. And then the other thing is you look at him play and you think, he's not that fast, but then he pulls one down or he keeps one off a run. He's not a huge quarterback run game, but when he does keep one, you're like, oh shit, he can roll a little bit, So I have a lot of respect for him and what they do with him in their system. Their receivers are really good, and they're really dangerous too when they're throwing them up 50-50 balls. The receiver and the quarterback were high school teammates, so they obviously got really good chemistry. And I think he's had a catch for 75 and one for 85. So anytime guys hitting home runs, it makes you always got to know where he's at, and you always got to do a good job of either getting a cloud on him or getting a thirds player on him and getting some reroute help. But they're really good receivers, and they can make you pay in the pass game. Obviously, he's a put together really well, explosive kid. He's going to challenge your leverage, and some of these guys, they want to get to the edge and get the ball at the field. He wants to challenge your leverage and make a cut and really go. Hasn't been a lot of single tackles on this guy, so a lot of hats need to get to the football. But obviously he's leading the NCAA in rushing. I think he's got like 9 yards of carry, so he's a really good football player. They do have a lot of interesting wrinkles to base plays, and to me, that's really good football. When you run your stuff, but then you have really good wrinkles off it. You have the RPOs that complement it. You have the ability to run the same look, and it's a different play and it's a different fit on defense. So I think there's a lot of complexity within their scheme. It's not one of those deals where you see 87,000 different formations and it's a different play every time. Like I said, they're going to run their stuff and they're going to be really good at it. To me, it's about practice, right? The game takes care of itself with the players. I got some stuff to do on game day, obviously. I got to create an environment for them to be successful and then get out of their way. But those guys have shown through fall camp and through practice that they belong, that they deserve to play in every football game, whether it's Oklahoma or whether it's, one of our early non-con games. They deserve to play in that game, and if their number gets called, they're ready.